Hi, this is Steve Williams. I'm real-time with IPC in Las Vegas at the 2016 show. Today I'm here with Nesh Dholakia. He's the president of NuJay Technologies. Welcome, Nesh.
Thank you very much, Steve.
So, Nesh, you kind of got your movie career going last year in San Diego here, right? So,
Yes.
For the folks that didn't get a chance to see that, why don't you tell us a little bit about NuJay Technologies and what you guys really do?
Sure. First of all, Steve, thank you very much for taking my interview
Absolutely.
for Real Time with IPC and giving me a chance to introduce NuJay Technologies to our audience. NuJay Technologies is a value-added PCB supplier. We claim ourselves as a one-stop shop for printed circuit board, and we take a pride in telling that we are a borderless and mortarless printed circuit board company.
That's a really interesting term, borderless and mortarless. What does that mean? Can you elaborate on that?
Of course, borderless and mortarless means that let's compare ourselves with brick and mortar printed circuit board company.
Okay.
Now, brick and mortar printed circuit board companies have a limitation on geographical market they can address. Typically, they do not go out to other states or other countries to sell their products, and their technological limitations are there that they are limited to manufacture printed circuit board as good as what their equipments are installed in their PCB factory or the culture they have developed in their printed circuit board facility.
Okay.
Versus NuJay being borderless and mortarless company, we do not have any restriction on where we can sell. We can sell anywhere in the world, as well as we can source our products from anywhere in the globe. And technology-wise, we have almost all the technology, current technology being asked by our customers is covered by our vendor partners with the strategic alliances with that. And then when our customers come up with the newer technology, or anybody in the marketplace where they have a hard time finding a vendor for particular technology, if they come to us, we will go out and make the alliances with the vendor partner who can offer those technologies.
You know, in the PCB sourcing world, I spent 15 years doing that, right?
Yes,
and a lot of companies say they're a value-add sourcing partner, but they're nothing more than a glorified broker. So NuJay's model is way different, right? You really are a value-add supplier.
Yes.
Talk about some of the ways you differentiate yourself with providing extra value and not just sourcing the boards.
Yes, sure. So basically our major value add is the selecting vendor partner.
Okay.
Nowadays, as you know, that anybody who is in electronics business are bombarded with hundreds of emails from Asian suppliers. And I know by the fact that they make all the false claims, not all of them, but many of them. But the buyer who is sitting on the United States or North America side, they have no idea that which one is good factory and which one is bad factory. So come NuJay, what we do is that I do not pick any suppliers based on those all Alibaba or globalsourcing.com or all those emails which we receive. What we do is that I started NuJay Technologies based on two PCB vendors which I had numerously visited in my past jobs.
Sure.
And they were located in Taiwan. So I started with two vendors which we had a solid relationship with them. And then from then to now, I visit quality trade shows like Titronics, which happens in Taiwan, Hong Kong Electronics Show, and now last for a few years, there's a Global Source show in Hong Kong.
Okay.
So I go there and then interview many of the suppliers who exhibit there. I talk to their management team. They have brought out there, and their technical and sales team there. I interview them right there. I look at their products which they exhibit to look at their capabilities, what they claim. And then I go back to the hotel and then make a short list of the PCB companies based on what my feelings are, that they are going to be our right partners in the future or not. And then maybe in the following week, I go and visit each and every factories myself and then audit them. I audit them, audit their engineering department, audit their quality department, I review their quality management systems, I review their all the statistical process charts, I make sure they are current, they are not just a decoration in their departments. I check their training records for their employees. I look at the cleanliness of the factory. I look at the calibration records of the quality systems. And while doing all these audits, I pick up a couple of boards from their work in progress to make sure that they are making certain technology boards which they claim they announce there in their brochure. So all these things you get it, and then after that also I reject many factories which don't follow our values or our guidelines, and then we take them on our AVL.
That's really a differentiator, because some of the companies I talked about earlier, they'll place orders with manufacturers in China for their customers without ever visiting the company. They're placing orders based on price, and you actually are reducing risk by making sure that what they're claiming they're doing, that their quality systems up to par, and you feel comfortable with their management team.
That is correct.
That's a huge differentiator. When you look at offshore sourcing, there's, especially on printed circuit boards, there's always the argument about unit cost versus lowest total cost. How do you calculate that into who am I going to place business with to get the best value for my customer?
Okay, so what we do is that price is just one thing. It's not, it doesn't say everything. So what we do is that we partner with the factories who are not always lowest in the price, but lowest in the cost of ownership for our customers. Like say on-time delivery is a big for us. We monitor our vendor on on-time delivery performance. Then we value their prompt responses, because many of our customers are they require time critical deliveries.
Right.
And so we don't charge any premium to our customers if their delivery is within 3 to 4 weeks. So all you put together, plus logistics is a big thing, because about 10 to 15% people might be spending on logistics. So what we do is that we get a great rate with FedEx, and then we consolidate all the shipments and bring it over, which saves also a lot of money to our customers. So we put together all these hassles, quality, delivery, and in the price. If you come to NuJay Technologies, the cost of ownership is going to be definitely lower than just the unit price you see with other suppliers who don't perform what they claim that they will be performing for us.
And freight's a big overlooked expense that a lot of people that I got to buy in China overlook, and they find out after the fact, and you're taking that risk out of that equation as well.
That is correct. Very true.
So it's all about satisfying your customer base, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so Nesh, why don't you explain what range of technologies your current supply base is supporting for you?
Sure. So we can support right from single-sided rigid board to up to 36 layers of the rigid board. And technology-wise on the rigid board, we can do blind wire, buried wire, and recently we have tied up with suppliers who can do VI in the PET technology. Okay. We can also do cavity PCBs on the rigid side. On the flexible side, we can handle up to 8 layers of the flexible and up to 12 layers of the rigid flex boards.
Okay.
We do have a dedicated PCB suppliers for the heavy copper PCBs. They go up to 13-ounce copper on inner layers as well as external layers. And we have a dedicated supplier for metal clad board, which is coming up with the green energy drive, which most of the developing nations are driving right now.
Excellent. You said you started with 2 suppliers. What are you up to now in your supply base?
I would say that we have 3 suppliers now in Taiwan, 7 suppliers in China, 2 suppliers in South Korea who supports us on roll-to-roll flex technology, and then we have 1 factory in Germany which we work with. We have recently started working with, and we also have a partnership with some factories in North America where we support quick turn from 24 hours to 5 days, as well as NPI products,
Sure.
new product innovation to our OEM customers we support from North America.
That's great. Getting back to the value add quickly, other than your supplier selection process and qualification, what other value are you bringing to your customers outside of that?
Yeah, okay, great. So other value adds, what we do is that customers, like we always compare that customer going to Chinese suppliers direct versus coming to us. So number one is that we are on a US time zone.
Okay, good.
So, and we all speak English. So no language barrier, no time zone barrier.
Sure.
Another thing, they are dealing with a US company. So we honor all the US laws for any product rejections, product liability. One of our customers have asked us to take $4 million product liability. We do have that in place. So those things, they get advantage with working with us. We are ISO 9001, 2008 supplier. So we have complete process of incoming inspection, vendor selection, document control. So their IP is totally protected. And we do Kanban just in time and warehousing for our customers. And no business is small business for us. So we address any quantity and any technology for our customers.
That's a lot of value, honestly. I mean, you're doing a lot of things that a lot of guys aren't doing. So you're really taking ownership of the product, and a lot of your competition is not.
Thank you.
So Nesh, any final thoughts?
Well, I would say to those customers that who are planning to go offshore themselves, or they have gone offshore themselves and burned their fingers dealing themselves with Chinese companies, as well as the customer with everything happening in the technology world, and they do not want to handle multiple suppliers with the multiple technology and multiple volumes. They can come to NuJay Technologies, and I'm happy to say that we are a very group of professionals at NuJay Technologies, and we will delight them with our services, quality, and a total cost of ownership.
Outstanding. How can people find you online?
Yes, our website is www.nujaytech.com. And I also urge our, the visitor of our website to sign up for our newsletters, because we send out a monthly newsletter with a lot of rich information about industry trend, newer technology, and then once in a while we send out specials to sign on new customers. To
Great. Nesh, I know you're busy, guys, so thanks for taking the time and stopping by and talking about your company, and I love the passion you got for it.
Thank you very much.
Once again, this is Steve Williams, Real Time with IPC, and thanks for watching.